input tax credit under Model GST Law Part 2. For following scenarios and circumstances, specific provisions have been given. When the person is liable for registration for first time, in this situation, if the person applies for registration within 30 days, then input tax credit can be taken in respect of inputs held in stock and inputs contained in semi-finished or finished goods held in stock on the day immediately preceding the date from which he becomes liable to pay tax under the provisions of this Act. When the person registers voluntarily, in this situation input tax credit can be taken on inputs held in stock and inputs contained in semi-finished or finished goods held in stock on the day immediately preceding the date of grant of registration. When person shifts from composition scheme to normal, in this situation, input tax in respect of inputs held in stock, inputs contained in semi-finished or finished goods held in stock and on capital goods on the day immediately preceding the date from which he becomes liable to pay tax. When exempt goods or supplies becomes taxable, in this situation, input tax can be taken in respect of inputs held in stock and inputs contained in semi-finished or finished goods held in stock relatable to such exempt supply and on capital goods exclusively used for such exempt supply on the day immediately preceding the date from which such supply becomes taxable. Point to be noted, a taxable person shall not be entitled to take input tax credit in respect of any supply of goods or services to him after the expiry of 1 year from the date of issue of tax invoice relating to such supply. When there is change in the business, when there is change in business on account of sale, merger, demerger, amalgamation, lease or transfer of the business with specific provision for transfer of liabilities, the said registered taxable person shall be allowed to transfer the input tax credit that remains unutilized in its books of accounts to such sold, merged, demerged, amalgamated, leased or transferred business. When person shifts from normal scheme to composition or taxable goods to exempt, in this situation, an amount by way of debit in the electronic credit or cash ledger, equivalent to the credit of input tax in respect of inputs held in stock and inputs contained in semi-finished or finished goods held in stock on the day immediately preceding the date of such switchover or, as the case may be, the date of such exemption has to be remitted.